G'day football fans and welcome back to episode 4 of our Erik Ten Hag Manchester United Rebuild here on Football Manager 22 on Dylan on the Ball. Today is going to be a tale of the Ten Hags, a Ten Hag tussle, a Ten Hag off, a battle of bald heads up against each other as Erik Ten Hag faces the great NotErik Ten Hag. I've got you sat here looking at our statistics as we are a little bit into the season now. You can see how we're shaping up, who's performing well, who's not, and I guess a lot of the people who've played less games at this point, it's been injuries. Like, we've had injuries to a lot of people. Like, you can see Elanga's still injured, Sancho's a little bit injured, down below Mata's injured. We've had red cards since you were last here. We've had, I think, Fernandez and Wan-Bissaka both have had red cards. It's just been a bit of a weird season where really I just love some consistency. Just like a nice consistent run of, you know, a certain amount, or like a certain version of a starting 11, not even necessarily, you know, the 100% best 11, just an 11 consistently for a period. Obviously some quality in that 11 would be great, but I understand it's football and I can't necessarily always get what I want. That would not be fun. Or fun for you guys to watch. As we're getting into the season, I'm more and more realizing how much I just want this first year to be over. So I want us to be into next year where we're hopefully shifting off some of the dead weight, like Mata's wage, potentially Cavani's wage, Tom Heaton, you know, Lee Grant, that sort of stuff, where we're just shifting off and hopefully we're able to make a few more moves and shift some more players around. You can see there are a couple here that are wanted and other clubs may come in for them. Hopefully by the end of this season rather, we've done a bit of that business and we can actually start to build something here at United, because all we've done so far is bring in Rafael Leao and not really done anything on the outgoings, unfortunately. And I think that's mostly down to the ridiculous wages that they're all on. For instance, I guess, as we look at some of the contracts here, of the sort of players that I've got it centered on, by the end of the season, or I guess by the start of next season, we might be looking to shift Mata. His contract's running out. I'm definitely not renewing it. Matic, I'd love to get rid of. Phil Jones, his 110,000 I want to get rid of. Jesse Lingard may go. Tom Heaton and Lee Grant should go. Lee Grant, of course, his is expiring. And Tom Heaton, I just want to get rid of. Jesse Lingard, I know his is expiring at the end of this year, but he's actually been playing a fair bit and he's not been too bad, so we might keep him on board for now and hopefully extend that contract without doing too much damage to our wage bill. Having said that, I won't be able to do that until we get some funds in, because we've got nothing left right now, which is absolute bollocks. Since you were last here, we have just had the 3 games. You can see them here against Ferencváros, Man City and Watford in the Premier League. We'll go through the goals in just a tick, because hopefully, looking at certain one of those 3 results, you can point out for me, just maybe in the comments below, what you reckon we should be changing, what you think we should be doing to try and combat that, because that's glaring. You know, the 2 red marks on that, on the results you can see, pretty damning, especially the second of the 2. But first off, we will get to the game against, I said Ferencváros or something like that, but honestly, I have no idea of how to say it, just making it up on the spot. So we did play quite a rotated, team. We didn't, put too much into this one, and it was Leao that got the scoring underway. It was then Jesse Lingard on the volley, a nice little sort of 1-2 there between him and Leao, flicked over the top. Then at the end, after 3 red cards, 1 to Wan-Bissaka and 2 second yellows for Ferencváros, Alex Telles got the 3rd. So this is the big glaring loss. The first goal was a penalty. It was De Bruyne that put that one in. They then doubled their lead. Grealish with the ball on the right-hand side, cut it back to Walker before it completely open at the back post. Raheem Sterling smacked that one in. They then went up 3-0. Grealish playing a through ball in behind for Sterling. A hint of offside, but he was onside in the end. We got one back then through Cristiano Ronaldo. Great ball over the top there by Fred. Crossed in low and hard by Telles. Ronaldo grabbing one back before Bruno Fernandes was sent off. And then right at the death, Manchester City extended their lead Ruben Diaz playing it into Mahrez. Watford were then the unfortunate ones who had to face us off the back of that, and we needed a reaction, and it came straight away here. Sancho getting the goal, played in by Fred. Sancho ends up getting himself 2 goals and 2 assists this game. The second goal being a nice little free kick move where Sancho cut it back where McTominay slotted it in. Third goal then, Sancho ran down the right, whips in a ball here for Ronaldo to power in with his head, a second assist for Sancho. Then a fourth goal, Dalot at the second attempt here, fires it across the box, and Sancho gets a bit of a tap in there for 2 goals and 2 assists for 4 goals. Then towards 60 minutes in actually, just Paul Pogba goes on the right hand side, whips it across, and Ronaldo is sat there unmarked 4 yards out. So a mixed bag in terms of performances. Ferencváros was, I guess, a bit of a given. Just sort of did exactly what we were there to do and got the job done. Manchester City, the scoreline maybe flatters them, but at the same time, the Watford one definitely flatters us. If you look at the XG for those games, I think City were only ahead of us by like 1 goal or so in the XG. They were definitely the better side. We didn't deserve to get anything from it. We were rubbish. We'll just make that clear. But, you know, you would have hoped that it would be a bit closer and we'd show a bit more fight, especially against such a big, not only crosstown rival, not only local rival, but a title rival potentially. Then the Watford game really was a reaction from the Manchester City game, a game that we went out there and just absolutely slaughtered them. I think our XG was something like 3.8 or something like that. But we just dominated the ball, we kept hold of it really well, created a bunch of chances, and made them pay. Anyway, that brings us through to today's featured match at the Johan Cruyff Arena. It is Ten Hag versus Ten Hag. Please, at this stage, remember to leave a like down below. Comment down below what you reckon we should do to fix our leaky defence, our frailties against the better sides, other than obviously improving the squad, which we can't do much about for this year. Make sure you subscribe if you're into the series, if you're enjoying what you're hearing, what you're watching, whatever it might be. Make sure as well to follow us on the socials, Instagram and the Twitter. I'm trying to tweet a bit more, and hopefully you can make fun of me a bit there when I say stupid things like how keen I am for Manchester City to get to the Champions League final, or try and like bait people into commenting things by saying stupid stuff like saying that City were robbed and stuff. Anyway, let's get through to our lineup for today's game. So we are only a couple of days now after that Watford performance. I did try and take off some of the key players like Ronaldo and Fernandes to try and make sure they were fit for this one. You can see Ronaldo's a bit tired, but he's also about 50 years old, so that's probably to be expected. The lineup as a whole is De Gea in goals, a backline of Dalot, Lindelof, Maguire and Telles, midfield 3 of Fred Holding with Pogba and Fernandes ahead of him, wingers Leao on the left, Lingard on the right and Ronaldo up front. You can definitely see that there are some players who are, I guess, becoming key fixtures in the lineup, the obvious ones being up front in goal and the 2 central midfielders. The rest of the team has been chopping and changing, unfortunately because of injury and also suspension, Bruno. But hopefully with the strength that we do have in this side, with good quality players like Pogba, Fernandes, Ronaldo, Leao, De Gea, all those, we can get a result away at Ajax today. So as we look at both of the lineups and the 2 brilliant managers, I guess the only real thing you can look at with their lineup, it's probably a bit weird that Gorta is starting ahead of Remco Pasveer. Other than that, it pretty much is exactly what you'd expect. Maybe you'd think that Seb Haller would get a start, assuming they're playing with a striker. I mean, I know Ten Hag and Guardiola share a hairstyle in common, but I don't really expect them to play without a striker. I think that's probably the only other weird spot there. As a whole though, you would hope to think that we will have enough to see them away today. And the meeting of the Ten Hag minds is about to get underway. Let's hope we can get the better of our namesake. As the game's just got underway, I'll just say again, I've changed it so that it is just the key highlights. Let me know what you think. If you think we should go back to the extended, I'm more than happy to. I'm sure I can talk for a bit longer. Geez, that's a lot of yellow cards for the first 10 minutes. What's happening? Alright, just about 20 minutes in now. Nothing's happened except 3 yellow cards, and we haven't done a damn thing. It's been just about all Ajax, just with no proper highlights. Right, we're into our first highlight here. Thankfully it starts with us on the ball anyway. Just gotta hope that it ends at that end. Though we've gone back all the way to De Gea. See if we can turn something here, hopefully. Oh, Lingard's found a bit of room. Has a pop? No. Alright, well, not sure why that was a key highlight. If that's the key highlight of this first half, we haven't got much to look forward to. Right, second highlight underway here. Not too long after that first one. This time it is Ajax looking the better side, or getting forward. Oh, off the post from Kudus. Long range effort, just getting through De Gea. I'm not sure if De Gea got a touch on that or not. He is having a good performance though, so I'd maybe guess that he did. And closing in on half time with 0-0 and Ajax on top. Alright, closing in on half time. There's one last highlight before half time. Dalot on the right overlapping, hopefully getting in behind and whipping across. Blocked at the first effort. Second effort goes back to Lingard, who crosses it towards Leao. It's 1-0. Leao with his third goal for Manchester United, his third of the season. And despite being behind the 8 ball when it comes to our performance this game, we're ahead when it comes to the goal scoring. So, as he said, it was Dalot on the right who cut it back towards Lingard. A good cross towards the back post where Leao leapt highest and nodded that one in. So that's taken us through to the half. The XG totals are I don't know if I've ever seen them end up being that close together, but they're also a random terrible stat that shouldn't actually be relied on at all. But the stat that matters is there at the top. We're leading at halftime. Hopefully we can build on that as we get into the second half. I think we're watching the wrong game. There's been 3 goals over at Ferencváros. Sporting, who actually beat Ajax in their last game, are up 3-0. Whereas 60 minutes in, I think we've had 3 highlights and just the 1 goal. Might be time for some subs. Alright, so I have paused it. We're going with the 4 subs straight off the bat. I do love that in the Champions League you can make 5, because I just think that with our lack of depth, we probably just need for fitness's sake to be able to rotate that much. So we've brought on Rashford, Cavani, McTominay and Erik Bailly. McTominay has gone to the holding mid, pushing Fred up, so we've taken off Pogba. Then we've taken off Lindelof, Ronaldo and Leao. I guess having that midfield with now Fred and McTominay in it is in theory more solid, but that's probably what Manchester City thought this morning in the Champions League, so hopefully we don't have a similar fate to them. I think this is also Rashford's first appearance of the season, unless I brought him off the bench last game. I don't remember if I did, but he's only just back from his injury. Hopefully we can get him back to full fitness and firing and contributing to the team just as much as some of these other players seem to be, like Leao and Lingard, who got the assist as well. 86th minute, a terrible free kick there from Fernandes, but we've won the ball back high up. Hopefully we can do something with it. It's Lingard in the box. Scoring. Is he onside? He is. I got confused because the linesman stood still like that instead of running back towards halfway, but it's 2-0, and that's all that matters. Very bizarre, sort of just ball drifted across by Telles to Dalot, who heads Lingard through on goal to put us 2-0 ahead, and the meeting of the Ten Hag minds is going our way. 4 minutes added on at the end here, winding down. I think we've done it. We've gone 3 for 3 in the Champions League. We have. So that result against Ajax away at the Johan Cruyff Arena against our namesake has left us on top of our group table, 3 from 3 halfway through, looking very good for qualifying top of our group, as I guess you would have expected us to do. Not so expected would be that we're still at top of the league despite our losses to both Liverpool and Manchester City. Also not expected, second is Brighton. We've got Newcastle, Burnley and Wolves in the top 8. So at this stage, very much going to plan, really. Even better than the plan, better than the expectation anyway. Next game that we will come back for will be, you see here, our game against Newcastle United. They're, as you saw before, doing quite well in the league. They made a number of signings. I know Hirving Lozano from Napoli is one of them. On top of the players that they did sign in January, like Trippier and Chris Wood and Bruno Guimaraes. So hopefully that's a good contest. There's a number of games before then, so hopefully we're still on top in our group. We've got Ajax and Ferencvaros again. And then in the league, we've got Leicester, West Ham, Southampton, and Brentford before then. So that will wrap up this video. Again, thank you guys so very, very much for watching. Make sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment, what you thought of the video, how you think we could improve the series, how you think we could improve the team, the tactics, all that sort of stuff. Make sure to follow us on the social medias. They're down in the description below. I really appreciate the follows we've had there and the support. Make sure to, of course, also subscribe. Why would you ever want to miss another one of these videos? Who damn knows? It'd be crazy to miss it, or crazy to watch it. Maybe. One of the two. Anyway, just subscribe. Why not? It's free. Doesn't matter. Until next time, guys, when we go again to hopefully still be top of the table. Peace.